All right, so we're gonna talk about a few things in this video that we haven't really gone over before. So this is a park called Warren Township Park, and it says right here, notice Warren Township not responsible for any damage to vehicles caused by foul balls. So we have, this is the #1 baseball field. There's 2 more over there. Actually, there's 3 more over there, and then there's 3 out here. They got 7, I guess, that I'm counting. So what's Warren Township Park is in Warren Township, but Warren Township is actually the township, the town, the village, the suburb that it's in is called Gage's Lake. And then all of that, Gage's Lake, Warren Township, that's all in Lake County. And that is one of the counties in Illinois. So Illinois is one of the states of the United States. Inside Illinois there's counties, and inside counties there's townships. And this is a suburb in a township. The suburb is Gage's Lake, Gages, and the township is Warren Township, which is in Lake County. Now, Cook County is the more famous county. This is a nice little band shell, by the way. We'll have this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, you might want to do a little skill space around here. Yes, I mean we're still on the skill space, okay, of course. That's what these are. But so a place like this, I don't know, you could get some good photo opportunities here at the very least. And remember, I mean, what Geek is all about, and it's all about using the space rather than like having something as a background. Because for one, that's what skateboarding is like being in the space, and we're really taking a lot from skateboarding. And we're connecting skill toys and juggling and flow arts with skateboarding. So, and that's what skateboarders do. Skateboarders are active in the environment. So I would expect from a geek thing that somehow you'd use this as an active environment in a safe, appropriate manner. And yet doing some cool things that can only be done in that space as opposed to some other spaces. That's what's really cool about skateboarding too, is that every sort of area, every space sort of kind of lends itself to its own specific use. Besides the fact, you know, in the late 1980s Paul Peralta video, which is highly recommended, called Public Domain. I'm sure it's on many platforms for free at this point. Or get the VHS or DVD. There's probably some extra bonuses on the DVD. That's just a guess. Don't know for sure. Possibly there's multiple releases on DVD too. But one of the things I emphasize in that video is how, you know, staircases weren't intended when an architect wanted to make a staircase. They weren't thinking a skateboarder was going to jump over it, or a curb was going to be graced with the trucks of a skateboard. That wasn't the intent. Sure, you can make a deal out of that. That's fine. But I think what's even more important is just that each environment lends itself to its own specific qualities and its own sense. And it's the only place in the world where that exact thing is. The spaces between the obstacles, the spaces between trees, between all the things that are in the environment, those are unique and give unique opportunities to make something beautiful. Okay, so came on over here because this is like an interesting little skate park over here. And if you look down the map for skate parks in this area, you would see that there's a skate park. And so if you can't, you might come over here and say, oh, pretty cool. They got some obstacles. This lone rail reminds us of the that lone rail at the skate park, that mini skate park over by Skokie and Evanston. Nice, nice little, the simple quarters with the rounded ramp in the middle. So they kind of have a little hodgepodge over here: a box, a rail, a newer a rhino ramp, a newer kind of setup there. Not exactly a mini ramp. I just sort of point that out because the mini ramp sort of represents its own kind of culture. It's a subset of skateboarding. Anyone who skateboards sort of like gets that, and it's the whole thing about like going out there with a couple of your friends, stuff, meeting up, and all taking turns and stuff, and encouraging each other. Which you do that when you're skateboarding in these kind of environments too, but not in the close proximity that a nice little mini ramp provides, because you're all just right there, waiting your turn. Of course, it's always good to go on your own and practice your skills so that the next time you go, you are a better participant. It's going to be more fun for you, for everyone. These are kind of interesting little hips, and another box there, a little bit unexpected. Yeah, that's a little bit of a challenge. It's a possibility. Give you something to think about. And here we have another one of those rhino boxes, which has a rail and some ramps. So this is like it's an evolved box, you could say. Kind of tall. And this is I want to say this is like a masonite or like a composite masonite. A lot of rivets in there, a lot of screws tying it down. Those are pretty solid. We've seen the evolution of those sort of modular skate park elements as skate parks have developed. So you might think, okay, well that's like a fairly decent park. But wait, there's more. So yeah, we'll just all right. So this is Warren Special Recreation. I don't necessarily even know what this is, but I guess it has something to do with special recreation as opposed to ordinary recreation. But that's over there. Maybe if you're a local, you'll find out what that is. It says over there an assessor's office. Now I understand it's an assessor, someone who determines the value of property, and usually those are not on park land. So that's kind of curious, but I could be wrong about all that stuff. And it says Teen Center. So this is some kind of place for the youth the youth to do some activities. They've got family game night. Must be a teen center member to enter the building. Teen center drop off, etc. Welcome to Warren Township Skate Park and Plaza and Trail. Warnings and safety rules. Hours 9 to dusk. Plaza and Trail are unsupervised. Use at your own risk. Caution. Inline skating and skateboarding are high-risk recreational activities. Serious injury can occur. Proper safety equipment is recommended. Helmets, elbow pads, knee pads, wrist and hand protection during skating. Yes. Helmets, elbow, knee, wrist, hand protection during the skateboarding. No boxes, no ramps or other devices to be brought into or used on the township property. No boxes, there we go. Permit requires for special events or amplified music. All right. We got graffiti, tagging, littering, or defacing of township property is prohibited. Yes, that's not a surprise. Glass objects and containers are not allowed in the skating area. Okay. Seen that before. Please be respectful of the park and other visitors. Yes. And bikes are permitted. The bikes, so you can see a bike here, you can see inline skating, and you can, well, it says, it doesn't really say that inline skating is allowed or not allowed. But I'm assuming that since it doesn't say that it's not allowed, then should be allowed, I guess. You should have to find out. But inline skating is mentioned, and skateboarding is mentioned, and it says bikes are permitted. What are we missing? Scooters. It doesn't say anything about scooters. Does that mean that you can have your scooter? I don't know. You'll have to find out. So, wow. That's amazing. So they've got this. So we kind of went, I like the way we went to like start all the way back there and then come on over here. But this is unusual to have basically a nice outdoor, park with those modular elements, but then also to have a concrete park with this really extended bowl. I mean, this is really nice extensive concrete park, and kind of pretty cool that it's like next to this like teen youth center, so that like you could skate and then you can go do activities there and kind of like bring it like brings people in and together and makes it like geographically easier to kind of connect those things. I don't know, maybe they're making zines in there. Maybe they have a basketball court. Maybe they're making video stuff, like doing editing and learning how to do art stuff. I don't know. You could find out. But as for skateboarding, yeah, cool park. But I'm not seeing that sort of dedicated mini. I don't know. It's just something I look for. It could be from my experiences in the past to kind of keep an eye out for that. I just remember that like became one of the like sort of main types of skateboarding that I would eventually do, and it was usually what that happened a little bit in high school, but then in college a lot. We had a wooden mini in the backyard of a house of a friend, and you just go over there whenever you want, and there would usually be someone there skating, so that was just sort of a neat like thing to be able to do and have that available. I never got too proficient at it. I'm not really, I like to, at this point, I used to be pretty good A to B skater. Now at this point, I'm definitely taking a big I might be slowly moving out of skateboarding. Probably need to get my weight in a better situation, which would be good for skateboarding would help with that. But at this point, it's also it's the injuries, and I've had some injuries even recently. So it's something that at this point, when you're like quite overweight, when I